Hey there, this is Pierce Umloff with Jeep Jamboree, and you're listening to Trailhead.
Hello, Trailheads, and welcome to the Trailhead. Before the trails start today, we need to have a short safety meeting. Off-roading is an exhilarating but inherently risky sport. The insights and opinions that are shared by our hosts and any experts or guests on the podcast are intended to inform and inspire, not replace professional guidance. The Trailhead guests, partners, and any sponsors are not liable for any actions that you take based on what you hear. It is your responsibility to seek professional advice and make informed decisions, especially when attempting potentially dangerous activities. Always check current trail conditions and comply with local laws and regulations. Off-roading requires careful preparation and respect for safety, so ensure that you're well prepared before hitting the trails. And now that that's out of the way, buckle up and let the stories begin.
Welcome to the Trailhead, where trails start and stories unfold.
One, two, three.
Welcome to the show, everyone. Now here's JD.
All right, welcome to the Trailhead, everybody. We're trying to get our shit together. We've got a couple different ways you can watch us tonight. There's the regular live stream on Riverside, which you can find at trailheadnetwork.com. Our regular Instagram live, which is coming out of the Trailhead Instagram account, is live. And Pope and I are currently trying to do our live streams from our personal accounts as well while we do this. So, yay! This should be. I'm sure this will all go swimmingly and smoothly, and we won't have any problems.
So, are we live on Trailhead too?
Yeah, we're live everywhere.
We're live. We're around the world.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, you don't have to. You don't need to.
Well, no,
don't
I
worry
wanted
about
to
it.
see something.
Hey, Jason.
Okay. Oh, Jason's here.
Hey.
You guys hear me okay?
Hi. Yeah.
Shit. You hear me
can.
okay?
Sideways.
How you doing, Jason?
Am I sideways?
Yeah, man.
Good.
No, we can't see you right now.
No, shit.
Are you?
Can't?
Can we see you? I'm on the wrong
I can
screen.
see
Hang on
you.
a second here.
You
Oh,
guys just
there
get
you go.
started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
How you doing,
leaving
man?
Northridge.
You
I'm
want to
doing
tell
all right.
everybody what you're doing?
Oh, Jesus. So, I had to go pick
I have
up the
pictures
truck.
of your shit show.
Did you get them? Yeah.
I got them.
Well,
I'll share them while you share your story, sir.
so I had to run down to Olympia, pick up my truck from the dealership. Got that on the way back. Northridge called. I come back, and on the way back, Northridge called me, my friends up here, and they're like, "Hey, man, we're still working on your Jeep." So I was like, "All right, I'm going to be there soon." Unfortunately, the traffic was so bad that I was not able to make it up there until they were just wrapping it up. But so I'm lucky we were able to salvage the wheel bearings in the rear. My ring and pinion is fixed, got a great pattern on it, and they found my air locker issue, which my air locker was full of metal from the ring and pinion. Every single tooth on my ring gear is cracked. So, had I not got this done before coming
There's
to
a bit
Trail
of this
Hero,
going around.
I was pretty much going to probably explode. So that's all fixed, and then changed out the wheel bearings in the front, which that was really bad. And I have basically one spindle that really needs replaced, and the other spindle needs to be replaced too, not quite as bad. But I'll make it through Trail Hero with those. But then the passenger side axle shaft is twisted.
That's like twisted. That is twisted.
That's good.
Yeah, so
Twisted damn good.
yeah, so
Those
I
chromoly, Jason?
unfortunately And I know we don't, like, sometimes we'll talk crap about places, but I will tell you that I spent a lot of money on my axles from Fusion. And I gotta say, I've loved my axles. They're great axles. But you want to talk about the shittiest fucking customer service there is? Yeah, I'll call it how I feel it, how I see it. Horrible. So even if I ordered those axle shafts right now under warranty, I probably won't get them for like another 3 months.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna have to send it with that axle shaft in Trail Hero. So we'll see how that works out.
Can't you just aren't those like isn't one of the benefits of using those is that they're basically like a Chevy axle shaft?
And they're supposed to be indestructible.
Napa and grab one.
It's supposed to be indestructible, and they're supposed to be lifetime warranty. Basically, if you can break it, bend it, whatever, they're supposed to replace them. But just trying to order high steer arms from them the other day was quite an ordeal. And it's like they respond back to you like a day later after each text or each email. And it's like, hey, do you really want to sell parts? Like, I gave you my address. I asked you for an invoice. I'm ready to pay. And then
I have my credit card right here. Let me buy it, right? Yep.
So I got my high steer arms on order, but they ain't going to be here on time. So I'm going to have to fix up my steering the best I can, which Apex has been phenomenal. They're helping me get my steering all fixed up. I just think it's like, mostly I need to learn to drive better. Maybe pick better lines. I don't know, but
a little less skinny pedal.
Oh yeah, it's Pac Northwest wheeling right there. Is skinny pedal and never say never, basically.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be there. I'll be probably. I feel like my Jeep will be better this year than it was, better condition than it was last year. I hope.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm just glad my ring and pinion is switched out, so that was ready to blow. That was pretty bad.
Well, funny thing about ring and pinion, you know how I was so excited because we were going out the next day, like after our podcast last week. Jem started screeching like louder than she's ever screeched leaving the neighborhood, so we threw her back in the thing, and so she didn't get to go. And I take her over to Impulse, and they open the diff, Kay, and it's full of water, never been sealed. They didn't put any silicone around it when they shut the thing, so it was sucking in water, and a rock fell out of my diff.
So let's be clear. This wasn't Impulses that
this was not Impulse that did this. It was the last thing that the last guy that worked on my Jeep before Impulse did was touch my diff. And how do you get a rock? And it was a rock too big to go through the breather hole. So that rock was left in there from when he changed my diff oil after I did my 500. So that rock has just been sitting in there. Rock.
And that was after Impulse started doing work on Jem, just right after
that. So like I literally,
it's like we took her over to the other shop, so they didn't, because they had the misfit, and we didn't want them to screw up the misfit. They did, but we didn't want them to screw up the misfit, and so we just took Jen back to do the diff oil change and check out the gears. Because it was free anyway.
And he didn't seal it. He didn't even put any
silicone.
They didn't put any
sealing or nothing
when he
on it.
shut the diff cover. He didn't even put silicone, and he just tightened it down tight enough. And somehow, and I was leaking oil out of there for a little bit, but it stopped. So I didn't really think about it very much anymore.
It's because there wasn't any left.
Well, no, there was diff oil in there, but then every time I would drive through a river or anything, especially at Rubicon, it just it's hot and then it sucks the water into the diff. Yeah. So I had a milkshake in there with a rock. That rock had to have been it couldn't. You can't get a rock in your diff. So that rock was left in there from the last person who changed my oil.
And we've been suspicious.
I think he was trying to sabotage our shit.
I was starting...
That's sabotage, right?
Really?
Yeah, because we were starting to think that... before we met Impulse, we were starting to think, dude, I feel like he's just setting us up for the next failure. Like every time we go out, something breaks and we bring it back to the shop and it's $600. And I was just like, something's up here. And then then the weld broke and he blamed it on Randi. And then that was our sign to
jet out. It was just really funny. But like, who gets, like, Kate, any of you give me one reason why there would be a rock inside of my Diff?
Yeah.
I got nothing. That's a new one for me.
It took this long. It took this long for it to happen because our Jeeps have literally not been in the fucking trail or on the road since we got it back last year.
How much stuff that they did do you have left?
Nothing. Like, well, that's what I said before, is there's nothing left from him. And then I fucking made a noise on Saturday, and it actually, my gears was the last thing he did.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing left that can, like, explode. And they even checked the front, and the front was fine. But, like, yeah, the rear diff, there was a rock in there, and it was not sealed with silicone before they shut it.
Wow.
Like, that's bad.
Wow.
I even know that. And I'm not a mechanic or Carfax. Like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, I'm amazed by your ability to reserve yourself from calling them out each and every week by name.
We saw him as we were driving out of Chainsaw on Saturday, and we thought it was our other friend. So we're like, hi. And then as soon as we realized it was him, we went,
oh, you didn't like flip him off and start honking at him?
And he's a knucklehead driver too, because he's leading people out there, but he doesn't have a radio. And so he's not telling people, oh, by the way, there's fucking cars coming. So his people are driving halfway on the wrong side of the road. We almost hit him on our way out.
Yeah. And they were just and so, yeah. He's like the only person, because I'm a pretty nice person and you can like punch me.
He's a bad Jeep guy.
And I literally am scared to see him in real life because I have like a Mortal Kombat thought every time I think of him. Like, I want to take him and I want to like grab him by the throat, pick up his head and shake him and watch his spinal cord wave in the wind. Like, that is how I feel every time I think about this human being. So anyway, we can talk about something else, but I would just like to know if anybody out there knows how you can get a rock inside of your diff.
Leave a comment
Or
call our number.
Message me directly. Tell me how the hell that happened, because it was too big to go through the breather hole. Because that's what I've had a few conversations with people, and they're like, maybe the breather hole. But like, anybody comment, and anybody comment that if they don't put silicone when they close their diff, and how that works for them. Like, is that something that's a common practice? I would like to know either of these things. So if you're a professional or anything, how does a rock get inside of my diff?
Or even if you're not a professional and you just happen to Harry Potter that shit into somebody's differential, let us know how that happened.
Thing. Maybe this happens on the East Coast when you're wheeling and that stuff. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah.
I'm looking at you, Ryan, if you were still here to answer these questions.
Yeah. Ryan would probably know. That's too bad.
He would.
I'm just really mad.
He would.
I feel sabotaged, and it's just like, I've been feeling that way for a long time, and then just every time I turn around and I say, he's off my Jeep, and then like, he's not.
Yep.
He's not.
Yeah.
He's like the ghost that haunts my history.
So you're going to have to quiet.
Well, I want to hear about Alyssa's whole trip. Like, I'm like just talking enough to get over.
Yeah,
so
Alyssa.
I can hear about Alyssa's.
I was just trying to tell her to quiet down. I couldn't hear anybody else. Alyssa's talking.
Everybody needs to tell you where you've been.
Oh my gosh, man! All over the west side of the country. I feel like started in Arizona, went to California, went up to Oregon, and continued to Washington because why not? And then I was in Washington for about a week, crossed through Idaho and Montana, and then quickly crossed through Wyoming, and then made it to Colorado. I was in Colorado for about 2 weeks and popped into Moab for one night, one day, and then came back home. So it was a 5-week road trip with my dog, and we did 8 states.
How
not
was
including
he?
home.
That's,
like 8 other
that's
states.
so awesome.
He did good. Thank you. It
Yeah.
flew by, so it doesn't feel real. But he did great. It was really cool watching like his growth through it because he started at, I think, 6.5 months old, and now he's 7.5 months. So he was still like not struggling to hop in the back seat, but still like help me, even though he's like 85 pounds. And now
Still
he
a
just
puppy.
hops in, no problem. Yeah, he knows all the cues. He knows how to hop in. He's like ready for me to like seatbelt him. He sits so I can unseatbelt him, and then he waits till I tell him to get out. When we camped, he needed guidance up the ladder, and now he just goes up and down by himself.
Oh, good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he did good. He slept in the back a lot. I have a dog bed by Black Lab brands that I have in my back seat, and it's like waterproof and like really sturdy and durable. So he was just on most of it, and he would stay back there. Sometimes he'd come to the center console to like look and watch like where we're going, and he would lean on me or he'd fall asleep on my arm. And yeah, he did good. He slept through some of the trails, which is always funny, like when you're going through a lot of the bumpiness. And I'm like, he's been kind of quiet, and I look and he's asleep. Okay.
So he likes it.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah.
Nice.
He saw deer for the first time, and he didn't run away from me. I thought he would. Had a heart attack. We were, JD, you would know, we were outside of Colorado Springs. There's some trail. It's like a easy dirt road that like goes up on the mountain, and it overlooks the springs for a little bit, and then you like
Old
continue
Stage,
to the top.
Old Stage and Gold Camp Road.
Oh, that sounds right. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we got up to like the towers and then turned around, and we just like chilled up there. It was really pretty. It was nice. But that's where he saw deer, and because he started barking and running, and I was like, I don't know what he sees, but he's gone. And he recalled, I think, on the second or third call. And I was like, oh, thank God. So he did good.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cute.
I don't know.
What was your
It was
favorite
fun.
place?
Saw a lot of.
I muted you,
Oh
Jason.
my gosh, it's so hard. Man, the Olympia, like Olympic National Park, was really gorgeous. And Colorado is always beautiful. I
come
don't
on,
know.
tell
That
them
whole
what
like
your favorite part
Pacific
was.
Northwest is beautiful.
Tell them what your favorite
Mine?
part was.
Seeing you
Yeah,
at
that was
Expo
your favorite
the
part.
best. Oh, you have the pictures.
This dog,
no,
though.
that was
I can't
awesome.
tell you enough about this dog. Like, he was just in my face.
He's
He was
so
great.
cute.
Yeah,
He's so cute.
he's so snuggly.
Like,
so
I mean, as soon
snuggly.
as I sat down, he was just in my business. So,
He's about full size now, isn't he?
oh,
Well,
he
I
was
mean,
massive.
Dude, he's only 7 months old. He still has growing. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's gonna so far he's kind of stayed the same proportions. I think he's just gonna like get bigger of those proportions. I think just by a little bit, and then I think he'll fill out. I don't know. He's huge.
He's huge.
Nice.
How big was his dad?
Yeah. 120.
Oh my gosh.
120 pounds.
And you knew this going in, so make good choices there.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I kind of didn't. I saw pictures and I was like, oh, they're gorgeous. Like mom and dad are beautiful. They're so cool. Like 100% shepherd. And then I met them in person and they were like, yeah, this is dad. Dad's 120. And I was like, oh shit. Okay. And mom is, I think, 90. Yeah.
Wow.
So I was like, okay.
They're like wolves.
Right.
They're
Sure.
like wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Side story. I met 2 like wolf hybrid dogs at Overland Expo. So awesome. They were huge. They were
yeah.
beautiful. I can't remember their Instagram. It was like wolves on trails or wolves on the trails. And the one that was super, super sweet, her name was Echo. And she was massive. She had to have been like 120 or more.
There was my uncle
That was cool.
had
There's
a
wolves.
half wolf, half something when I was younger, like as a kid. And I mean, this dog went everywhere with him. He worked construction and it was huge. And his name was Kona. And he'd just sit in the back of the truck and like no one would mess with his truck, but he was the sweetest thing. But you wouldn't want to put your hand in there. But he was huge, like a horse. Like he was just like, but yeah, coolest dog. So pretty and so sweet and so awesome, but like
they're
wouldn't want to mess
gorgeous.
with anything of my uncle's.
Yeah, no.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, I know. That was my trip. I don't know what else to say. It was fun. It was long. It flew by, but it was really fun meeting. I met a lot of people that I've talked to on Instagram but haven't met in person before. So that was really nice.
That's so cool.
That's really fun.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long trip.
Yeah.
And I envy you for having taken it. So
it's kind of fun to meet random people from the internet and go out and drive together into the desert.
Yeah, it's the same people that are willing to come get stuff out of my trunk.
Together.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, stranger.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, stranger. Would you like some things out of my trunk? And then let's go into the forest together. That's the same. That's the same. Exactly how these conversations go.
It's true.
Yep.
All right.
Let's
see here if. What'd you say? Yeah,
I said they had dogs, so yeah, I had to go meet them.
You get a lot of that with dogs. Jason, I have unmuted the Blair Witch podcast. How's it going over there?
Yeah, it's better. I just had to get my dogs outside so they could go to the bathroom. Sorry.
Okay, no, it's okay. I'll mute you again. I just wanted to check in on you.
No, actually, I'm going to
talk.
Well, go ahead.
No, we're going to talk about the red light I saw in the red light room that you passed through later. But let's.
That is actually the lighting on the back of my TV.
Sure.
It is.
Okay.
And yeah, I have.
Is this Colorado thing? What do you think it is?
Red light district, man. Come on.
No, it's
tale as old as time.
Definitely off the back of my TV.
Okay. Good Lord.
Nothing crazy here, other than my neighbors. Give me 1 second. You might want to mute me for a second.
Yeah, I'm gonna. All right. I muted you.
Your dogs are loud.
Damn kids. Get off my lawn.
Kids, get off my lawn.
Like he's not muted. He's still muted. I'm just doing the voiceover now. I'll leave you. Unmute yourself when you get settled. All right. I got my Jeep back. I know I told you guys all on the post, but I got my Jeep back. Mopar covered my power steering pump, and didn't have any issues with it. So they didn't have a brand new one, so I think I just got a rebuilt one. So hopefully I'm fine. But I think it was going before this event. I think that it definitely feels a lot better than it did before even I left out that day.
Oh,
so cool! I'm ready to go now. I just got the only things I got left on the Jeep now to do before Trail Hero are like a couple of fuse issues to chase down, that kind of crap. So, and even that I'm not too worried about. If I got a brake light out for the glow party, I'm okay.
Right.
No one will notice. All right. Cool. Let's see here. We didn't.
I was gonna say. You always ask like if I've broken anything, and I'm always like, no, I haven't broken anything. I broke on the trip, but not broke down. I just broke.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't know why I had to stop and tell us that. What did you break on the trip?
The clutch on my radiator fan seized. Apparently, just driving. I don't know how. It was just driving, and I heard a noise and didn't know what it was. And ever since the noise, it sounded like my engine was sucking air really loud, really hard, and it took so long to ramp up in speed. And like my RPMs were always like super high, trying to accelerate, and it never dropped. And I don't know. So while I was in Colorado, I went to True Automotive, and thank goodness they squeezed me in, because I was like, something's wrong. Like, I've looked at everything, like so beginner to like look at anything though. And I was like, something's truly wrong. And I'm about to go to the San Juans for a week. So they took me and looked at it and they were like,
Nice.
yeah, like the clutch on your radiator fan seized up and you need a new one. I was like, oh, cool. Thank you. So yeah.
That's a good thing to catch. Yeah. No kidding.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
So I did great.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't
Not
ask. I just
exactly on the
assumed
trail,
that.
but-
And I totally forgot that we talked
No,
about
it's
that. You
good.
were having that issue. No. It's just,
Yeah, I forgot too until you were like, I got my Jeep back, and I was like, I broke something. Yeah.
Randi
no,
was
you're
so
good. I
excited
forgot.
last week when she had a chance to not be the person who had gotten themselves into a situation. She was very excited that I had managed to get myself sideways on a trail someplace and needed someone to help me.
I
So
wish
I
I,
get it.
was
Oh,
excited
yeah.
to be able to tell everybody I
What
broke.
was the quick recap of that? Sorry, I can always go back to last week's podcast, but what was the quick recap?
Oh,
What
no.
happened?
The quick recap was that I managed to get myself sideways on the trail. And I think I sent the picture, a picture to the group. But yeah, it was not the greatest moment in JD's history.
Oh, that's scary.
But it was more, I was more irritated by the fact that I knew I had to call people for help, and I was no longer it was just gonna be like my whole day blew up at that point. So like I knew I'd get out and I knew I'd get help and I knew I'd get shit from Jason or Randy, but I wasn't sure. I just didn't know how long it was gonna take. And I ended up not getting home until like that happened at noon. And I think I rolled into the house at almost 9 o'clock at night. So I was pretty tired. And I had a ton of other stuff to do that day. But I did find out, and I wasn't 100% sure just before we went on the air, and I showed this last week. The area I was in was 100% legal. And it was just at the time I was taking the pictures, I actually wasn't 100% positive that I was still on the legal part of the trail. And I was still in the legal part of the trail. It's a really weird area where there was a fire and then a management decision. And now part of the trail is a county road, but part of it is managed by Forest Service. And it dips and dives on the county line. It's a big pain in the ass. So I was still legal. It was just it was a long day and I broke my steering pump. So if you ever want to know, if you ever want to really appreciate how much work your vehicle is doing for you, break your steering pump and then drive home. It's my arms really hurt the next day, and I only drove from the trailhead to my house, which was like an hour, and it was a lot of highway. Still, it was rough. It was not fun. Cool. Well, thanks, Alyssa, because Jason will finally get back here later, and then he will want to talk about this again because he wasn't here last week, so I get to share that again, and then he can rib me for screwing up. He just wanted to give me crap for being out there by myself. So, which there was some validity to that. There was some. I shouldn't have been out there by myself. Not on that trail. All right.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, I know. I'll live with it.
I'm not going to give you shit. By the way, the entire time you guys talked, I could hear you. Remember, I got my ears. And yes,
I didn't know if you left or not. Yeah.
No, and yes,
I didn't talk too much shit about you.
Yes, it would be shitty to try to exit a trail with no steering pump.
It wasn't my greatest moment.
It's shitty to exit a trail with no running vehicle at all, and
with anything
hydro.
broken, if we're being honest, right?
We've done that a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Dead Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No hydro.
Never try to start a JL after you roll it.
Nope.
I think the worst experience I ever had when it come to like trying to get home after a wheeling trip would be being about 200 miles from home with a truck bed camper trailer, my Jeep on it, and my truck's turbo actuator just left the game. It was gone.
Oh.
Mm.
So with a Ram, with a 6 with no turbo, not so good.
Mm-mm. Yeah, that sounds terrible too.
Yeah, that's not any fun.
Yeah.
All right, well, Jason, did you see this picture? Because I don't want to show it again later then.
This is the one you're on the side of the hill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seen this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
you know what? Pictures never do it any justice either.
No.
Oh no. There's a reason why I put that safety strap there. I wasn't 100% confident that more of that rock or that dirt wasn't going to give way. So it was a decent angle. So either way, yeah. So as a reminder, if you're going to go out, make sure you go out with the right gear, but especially if you go out by yourself. And in this particular instance, Jason, it was a satellite messenger that helped me. And then obviously just somebody who ran into me on the trail, and that's the person who ended up getting me out. But that's a different. Yeah, you have to go back and listen to last week that episode if you want to hear it.
Yeah, if you can't get your hands on Starlink, get your hands on one of those satellite messengers. It'll be worth your time.
Yeah, I
So
almost want to
chiming
add a
in on
Starlink
that.
panel to my top.
So
What'd you say?
I was gonna say, chiming in on that. I had Starlink for this trip, and it worked in open areas. It did not work in forest areas. So where you were stuck, it would have been hard to get a signal unless you were lucky.
That's good to know.
And so one of the days of like the end of the trip when we were at San Juan's, my friend's dog got super sick, and we were trying to figure out like which mushrooms around us were poisonous or not poisonous, trying to figure out if that was a thing. And there was a small open field next to us. So we walked the Starlink out with my power station and like set it up to the sky. Like there was room. It was not connecting. And it was the pine trees. So I was debating selling the Garmin. I was going to keep it for a little bit as like a backup just to see. I'm going to keep my Garmin. Because Starlink is cool until it doesn't work. So just chiming in with that.
I almost feel like Starlink needs a few more years to kind of grow and have a better coverage net before I could consider it for like emergency comms like that. So
by the end of next year, probably sometime in 2025, they're going to have Starlink on T-Mobile. Your T-Mobile cell phones will be able to do Starlink.
They're trying to compete with Apple.
You don't have to do
I've been
anything
trying
special.
to like hold out. Yeah, I was trying to hold out for that, and then I was like, I'm just gonna get it.
Because I'm kind of in that same boat. Like, do I want to hold out for that, or do I want to just get it? Because the Apple SOS thing is good, but the Starlink thing, where you actually have internet on your phone from Starlink everywhere, there's basically going to be no dead spots in the U.S. is what they're trying to sell it as, unless you're around tall pine trees, probably. But
yeah, no kidding. Well, I mean, I think the pine tree issue and Alyssa, to be fair, I had some reception issues with the one I did have. I still had to. It took a while to get signal out and get messages in and out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've had that problem with my Garmin too. Even being in kind of an open area, I'll realize like a message never actually sent, and I'd have to try it again. And having I don't know. I don't know how the devices work, but I feel like the Garmin would have shot out. I mean, the Garmin would have shot out a message. We were trying to research, is her dog okay or in extreme danger? And that was
like, do we need to get out now? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was how much time do we have? And so.
Yeah.
Did she get the dog fixed?
He was okay at the end of it. Yeah. Yeah. So long story short, we got out, we went to Lake City because that was the closest town. It took us almost an hour to get there. But still got down there, called the vet, and the vet was like, oh, I know exactly what's wrong. Most of the like camping dogs that come in have this issue. He found weed or like marijuana and got into it, and he's just extremely high. And we were like, no, like none of us have that. We're in the mountains. And he was like, yeah,
we're traveling with Josh.
Legalized. There's like little, there's either like little patches that are grown, or I said like the ones with side by sides and other people that go out like off-roading, they'll like leave their joint, like they'll think it's finished and throw it in the grass, which
they are called roaches.
They throw it in the grass. And then there's like people forget their edibles on the rock and all this stuff. So he was like, I think your dog found something and ate it. And we were like, That's still kind of, we don't believe that, but it kind of adds up with all the symptoms, and that's what it was. Thank goodness.
Was he sitting there
that's
spinning
good.
around like Jimi Hendrix?
Oh my gosh, he was so wobbly. He looked drunk, and he would sit there, and then he would slowly start leaning, and we'd have to catch him.
Oh yeah, he ate it.
Poor
He ate,
buddy.
that's weed for sure.
Well, so another
yeah.
thing that
And
can
that's-
happen too.
We wouldn't know about that in Utah, though.
Well, another thing that can happen, I actually
Sure.
know somebody that this happened, is people poop in the woods that have eaten a ton of edibles, and the dogs will eat their poop. Like, no, I'm not kidding.
That's
You know
And
what?
that-
Yeah.
and it
Oh,
happens.
really?
And so he
Yeah.
could have, like, somebody could have eaten edibles, because it's hard for a dog to, like, it needs to, it would probably be an edible. It wouldn't be actually the plant, because it has to be like,
The plant by itself won't fuck them
yeah,
up.
Right.
it won't mess them up. It's actually an
Yeah.
edible, but what it is if
We were
Randy, the
wondering.
expert on weed. How is this even?
No, but it's like it happens because I have a friend of mine that
Yeah.
her
Yeah,
dog
our
wears
friend.
a muzzle. No, her dog wears a muzzle because he always tries to eat poop, and it's happened to her a
Oh.
couple times where she's been out on a trail and somebody who ate a whole bunch of edibles, her dog will run over and he'll eat the poop, and then he gets way fucked up.
Or the dog, or their dog ate edibles and then
That's
pooped
crazy.
it, and another dog came
Yeah.
up behind it.
So, just so you know,
Cycle. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
That's
her dog
crazy.
just
Okay,
likes
that
poop,
makes sense
and
too.
So, yeah, it could have
Jeez.
been that too.
Man.
I mean, they're dogs.
Yeah,
Let's
it
be
could
real.
have been. Right.
True
And that's
story.
in Ezra. What's scary is Ezra was with him all the time. Like, they were explorer buddies. Like, Ezra's always following him. So once
Ezra's
he
like,
started
"I'm
getting
not
sick, I
doing
was like,
those
oh my
drugs."
gosh, what did you eat? And
Is Ezra
he
the
was
kind that
good.
just eats random shit off the ground, though? Because different dogs, like Hades, will eat everything, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
So,
It's hit or miss.
Okay.
He won't eat everything, but he will taste things if he's like curious. Which, another
Okay.
side story. Someone took a dump on the top of California Pass and he ate it. And whoever did that, oh my gosh, so many things. I can't even start.
How did
Ezra
we
ate
get
it.
on this topic?
He took
How
like
did
a
we
bite.
really-
we're talking.
Dog eating
We went
stuff.
from poop. We went from marijuana to poop, and now we're shitting on California Pass.
And
So-
marijuana
Colorado
infused
as a whole.
Yeah.
Marijuana
No,
infused
Colorado
shit.
Trails,
you
man.
should watch your dogs and make sure that they like dogs like naturally do that. And if you're on the trail, you got to watch out for
Yeah.
people. Don't poop on the trail if you're eating edibles. Number one, number two. Like, I mean, I don't know. There's just a
Just
lot of
don't
things.
poop on the trail.
Just don't poop.
Hey,
Stop.
it happens.
Yeah.
It happens. Sometimes there's an
But it wasn't
emergency,
even off the trail.
and it happens.
Oh, it
Then
wasn't.
someone
We didn't
hiked
pack it
really
out.
high for an emergency.
Pack
There's
it
no
in, pack it
packing
out.
it.
That, like, if it was on the side of the trail, okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah,
Have you done California Pass?
I have not. It was on my list. I was trying to get there this summer, but that's not happening now.
Has anyone?
So
Okay.
Is there
I've
any
been in the
boulders?
area.
Is there boulders on it?
It's very similar. No, it's similar to like if you did imaging, like
Yeah.
how you get to the very, 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 very top, and you can like overlook everything as like a 360 view. Like
A
it's
360
gorgeous.
degree view. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Then there's like a slight
Dump at the
little,
top.
very steep hike to get to the tippy top, which I couldn't do. It was too steep. I tried. Couldn't make it. But the others and the dogs ran up. Ezra went up and they caught him. I guess he smelled and took one bite. But the very, very, very tippy top, someone
That's
took
terrible.
a dump and with toilet paper and left it. Like it wasn't even off the trail. It was someone. This was an effort. This was on someone's
Yeah.
like to-do list or like bucket list.
Okay.
This,
I get okay. Well, if it'd been on a
Just-
bucket list, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, damn.
Just yeah. So
All right.
his
Oh
mouth
no.
was
People
terrible.
are-
So, anyways,
Like here's the
yeah,
thing.
dogs eat.
it happens.
things on
It,
trails.
it happens. Like there are emergencies, and you don't always have what you need, and you just have to do what you have to do in nature. But for the love of God, don't leave it out of the middle of the trail.
That's different.
I mean,
Or at the top.
at
Or
that
the
point,
top.
that
he
It
was
just seems
equipped with toilet
malicious.
paper.
Like, don't go to the freaking...
There was toilet paper on it.
You had time for toilet paper. You had time to find a place to poop.
Yeah. Ezra's like, I'm so sorry.
He's like, wait, are we talking about more delicious poop snacks? Let's try that.
If he jumps up there and licks your face, I'm gonna be like,
yeah. This is one
Wait,
of those
I could
moments where I think
smell
you
it.
gotta let that one pass. Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
That's funny.
oh my gosh, yeah. So
Yeah,
dog
pack it
eating
in, pack
thing.
it out.
Lose a trip,
pack it in, pack it out.
Check it out.
including your
If
edibles.
you can.
Did I miss the news? Or was that
No,
one?
we haven't
We
gotten
haven't
it
even
yet.
got to news, and we
No,
haven't got to
sorry.
Nathan yet. So
I'm going on rant.
No.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. We don't have a voicemail from Nathan this week. Nathan, I hope you're okay. And if you are, I'm very disappointed in you.
he can take a look out.
But we had plenty of news, so real quick, I don't have any real big special other like updates and business stuff. Leave us a voicemail, 719-408-0132. Pope, you want to do a couple of these news stories? Because Stellantis has had a rough week.
Boy, Jeep and Stellantis, like
oh,
this is
you got
all
here
kinds of
for
trouble.
the perfect episode, Alyssa, so you could spend 15 minutes bashing on Jeeps for a few minutes.
Like, oh, good.
Okay.
I don't have a Jeep. My life is so much better than yours. All right. It's time for the fucking news with Poe.
As I say, we need to do the news. What the hell am I doing? I missed my cue. I am not doing what I'm supposed to do as a producer and host. I feel terrible. Come on.
Oh boy, it is just me, just reading the news, just doing my thing. Stellantis is facing criticism from its U.S. dealers and the United Auto Workers Union over CEO Carlos Tavares' decisions to prioritize profits over the stability of its American brands like Jeep, Dodge, and Chrysler. Kevin Farish, the head of Stellantis' U.S. Dealer Council, accused Tavares of reckless short-term decision-making that led to market share losses, plant closures, and a weakened dealer network. I almost said weekend, but they're not open on Sundays, so.
They don't, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially in Utah.
Yeah. The United Auto Workers Union is also unhappy. Union President Sean Fain criticized Tavares for not upholding labor agreements and accused the company of price gouging. The union plans a rally near the Warren truck plant in Detroit to protest what it calls gross mismanagement at Stellantis. Oh, I agree. Stellantis defended itself by noting a 21% sales increase in August and committing to a future path it claims will be successful. However, the company has experienced a 48% decline in net profits in the first half of 2024 compared to last year, and its stock is down about 36% this year. So if you're not a business savvy thing, that's really fucking bad.
It's not good.
My company would throw that division out of the company for that.
Keep in mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Finish it off.
Yeah, so Tavares' cost-cutting strategies, part of his Dare Forward 2030 plan, are under fire as Stellantis grapples with ongoing challenges in the automotive market.
So this article was like it was a scathing, like, op-ed kind of like opinion article that the head of the dealers group that does all the Jeep Dodge dealers essentially is like, look, we've had enough and this is dumb, and we're going to go ahead and run an article in multiple U.S. papers and tell you exactly how badly we think of the job you're doing. And that's how this came to be. Like, they had a rough week, man. They have not had a good week in terms of news. It's like this, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad news every week for Jeep. I feel like this is the Jeep Sucks news report. But
like, it hasn't, like, yeah, like I can appreciate that you had a good month. Like, that's great, but you can't point to that after 5 years of declining sales after you purchased this company in 2019. Like, you just, you've run it into the ground at this point, and I don't know how they recover from this. Like, it's, I mean, no U.S. automaker is going under business or out of business, but they're not a U.S. automaker anymore.
They're not. And the other thing that's interesting is it shouldn't have, I don't know what kind of laws allow it, but something like Chrysler and Jeep should never be owned by a company outside the U.S. They don't know. They don't understand it. They don't know how to take care of it. So anyway.
Well, I think the biggest concern is when it's a long-standing U.S. company, and then I feel like you got lots of money for bailouts and other things that we did back in the day, and then now you're a foreign company, and that's the part I have a problem with. Yeah, it's because we as Americans have spent so much money on you as a company.
Yeah.
So it's not good. Every article I read this week has been unfavorable to Jeep and Stellantis. They're not happy.
No, and their dealers are starting to revolt.
Yeah, and I don't even know how, like, that's like not the worst. It's the head of the dealerships.
Yeah, and so here's the part that's funny because they're trying to save costs, but guess what? They've got more recalls. U.S. auto safety regulators are investigating reports of engine fires in Jeep Wranglers and Gladiators from 2021 to 2023. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says there are at least 9 reports of these Jeeps catching on fire even when the ignition is off, posing a risk to both occupants and property. So if you have a 2021 Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator, don't park it in your garage.
Yeah, it's not just your EVs, guys.
No.
It's not just
How
the EVs.
does it start on fire if it's not on? That's crazy.
Yeah. Most of the reported fires have started on the passenger side of the engine compartment, and the issue appears to be linked to a power steering pump electrical connector. Jeep's parent company, Stellantis, is cooperating with the investigation. However, NHTSA advises owners to take precautions, such as parking these vehicles outdoors to avoid potential fire damage. This is the second time this year that Jeep owners have been told they can't park their Jeeps inside their garage because it's going to start their house on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Stellantis is also recalling... Oh, yeah, go ahead. With the 4XE.
No, like the 4XEs, like they kept saying, oh, it's because they're electrics. And it's not just electrics. It's just poor workmanship. Go ahead.
Stellantis is also recalling nearly 1.5 million Ram pickup trucks worldwide due to a software glitch that can disable the electronic stability control system. I call that a win. The recall affects Ram trucks from 2019, 2021, and 2024, primarily in North America. In addition, nearly 33,000 Jeep Wrangler and Gladiator models from 2018 to 2024 have been recalled for a potential short circuit in the instrument panel that could cause it to fail.
Have you been made aware of that recall, Pope?
No. That part, I didn't know about.
Man.
You might want to call somebody.
Well, I have a couple of advantages on these. Number one, I don't have a Jeep power steering pump any longer.
Okay.
Or a Jeep motor. Or...
Yeah, what do you have?
Or Jeep.
Yeah, exactly what is left that's Mopar.
His hood.
Yeah, so the hood is the only Jeep part left on my Jeep.
And the frame. He has a frame.
Yeah. So our Jeeps are highly modified, and
body panels.
Some of these things we get away with the safety recalls because we don't have axles from Jeep anymore. We don't have a motor from Jeep. So the electronic... Oh, Randy still does. The electronic steering control thing, I find that amusing. I might need to take the Misfit into have that taken a look at.
I'd rather have it fail than take it to the dealership.
So one of the reasons why I think that's a win is when you're on the trail, you turn off the traction control and your Jeep does what you want it to do. You want the traction control on the street. It's great for that. But on the dirt roads, you want it off. And so that's why I said it's a win. But in general...
What year is your Gladiator?
It's a 2020.
Okay.
Right in the middle.
So you're just outside of this.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about the electrical connector on the Jeep side that might still be the electrical connector for your power steering pump being a problem.
No, because the power steering pump is gone.
Well, I'm not worried about the power steering pump anymore. Now I'm just worried about the connection between the two. Like it sounds like they can't get that bullshit down. So it's not just the components; it's the wiring.
But he doesn't even have an engine that's connected to any of that.
Yeah, that's
different.
Yeah,
it's all gone.
It's all gone.
That's all gone.
All right, there you go.
So everything to the muffler is out.
All right. Luckily, I don't have to worry about any of this. I think all my recalls have been done for the Jeep. I don't have any more.
Well, and there's quality problems, and the recalls are the quality problems. That's one of the things that we talk about. I mean, you have other types of
indicator.
Yeah, you have other types of quality issues, like your seats start to suck after 2 years, or things like that. Your gear shifter falls off. But those types of things are one thing. The recalls are the big pain in the ass. And so anyways, this next story is one that kind of caught me off guard. I was some people actually were already aware of it if they're in the industry. As an outsider, I just learned about it with everyone else. The company called Hoonigan.
It's so much money.
Yeah. And I have a lot of opinions on this. This is so crazy. So Hoonigan, the brand founded by the late rally driver Kim Block, has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. The move aims to eliminate $1.2 billion in debt while raising up to $570 million in new capital or new debt. Once known for its strong presence in automotive culture and popular YouTube channel with over 5.7 million subscribers, Hoonigan has struggled since Block's tragic death in 2023. It emerged with an aftermarket wheel company, Wheel Pros, owned by private equity firm Clear Lake Capital in September 2021. Over time, much of the talent from the original Hoonigan YouTube channel left, and the brand faced financial challenges. After the merger, all Wheel Pros brands, including TSW, American Racing, and Rotiform, were rebranded under the Hoonigan name. However, the combined company now carries $1.75 billion in debt. The restructuring under Chapter 11 could help reduce this burden and refocus the company. Some brands that it doesn't mention, Terraflex is one, and especially if you're in the West Coast. That's one of the major ones. 4 Wheel Parts is the other major one that most people have heard of that is in this.
A lot of people in Colorado.
And that's quagmire.
They've been on the fence here in Colorado for a while now, too.
Yeah. While the company calls this a strategic transaction to strengthen its financial foundation, it's unclear if Hoonigan can return to the same energy that made it a favorite among off-road and automotive enthusiasts. First of all, they were never a favorite. They bought our favorites and tried to claim them as theirs. They had no fucking idea how to manage any of it. They ruined all these companies that they bought. And they acquired all this debt to buy these companies that they can't fucking manage. Now they're like, I need to go bankrupt after I just ruined all these companies.
And it's 1.75 billion in debt, by the way. It's not just the 1.2 they're looking to get discharged. It's a ridiculous amount of money.
It's a ridiculous amount of money. It's all debt, and they used it all to buy these companies out and destroy them.
Yeah.
They don't know how to manage it. And I don't think I think it's the Wheel Pros part. I don't know necessarily if it's the Hoonigan part or the Wheel Pros part, but like Wheel Pros bought out Terraflex, and it's been kind of a quagmire ever since out here with that part.
I mean, based on everything that I was kind of looking through and reading, I feel like a lot of folks are putting the blame on the Wheel Pros purchase or the wheels in that kind of a piece of it. I mean, I should have known something. That there was a podcast that I was on earlier this year, and I didn't look it up until today, but I just realized that the last episode that they published was 2 episodes after the one I guessed it on. And I didn't realize, and they're part of that network of companies, and I'm guessing that's why. I'm guessing they were already looking at, they already knew at that point that they had problems that they couldn't surmount.
And so I feel bad for all the people who work at the companies that they've kind of taken over and mismanaged. It's, you see this happen all the time in every industry.
Yeah.
Big companies come and buy out the little guys. The little guys they're offered so much money that they can't possibly say no. But then the company that buys it doesn't know how to do it. Doesn't know how to own that company that they bought.
And around COVID, there were a lot of companies that were looking at the barrel of extinction. And so the only option they had was getting bought out. So why not do this? Somebody's willing to come write me a blank check to walk away
is
from
Poison
it.
Spider one of these brands that was bought by Wheel Pros that's dead now? I know
I
Poison
was
Spider
just
is
looking at
dead, but I don't know if they actually own that one too. But there's a lot of brands that are out there that used to be prominent in the industry. They're gone now.
The Hoonigan network. I'm just looking at wheel brands: American Force, American Racing Wheels, Black Rhino, Dub, Foose, Fuel,
Of course, Fuel, because that's the sponsor of their YouTube channel 99% of the time.
KMC Wheels.
They own KMC also?
Poison Spider, ProComp.
I gotta not say some of you bad
XD
things.
What do you have to
wheels.
say here, Jason? You look like you have a lot to say.
Yeah. No, I was just
Northridge is in a similar boat, isn't it? And they get bought by somebody, and then they're kind of like not the same anymore.
yeah, something like that. I don't know enough about it, but yeah, KMC. If you order wheels from KMC, they'll come in Wheel Pro boxes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that hurts my soul.
4-wheel parts.
Yeah, your invoice will
I'm
say
sorry,
Wheel
buddy.
Pros on it too.
Sorry to burst that bubble for you today, Pope.
Man, all this bad news today.
Oh, do we have any
Wanna
good
go
ones in
outside
here?
and eat
I don't think
worms?
we. I should have put that good news story about that guy who got the Jeep from his school class in here. Like I just should have just played that news article in the.
Anyways, so I think it's kind of tragic. I hope that they come back from this. I would really think that the best move. I wish this had never happened, but they should spin off all the companies that they bought. Turn them back over. That's what they should do.
Unfortunately, what they're likely to do is they'll keep the best of the best brands, and then hopefully they'll at least save the core of the company. I think the concern for a lot of people is that when stuff like this happens, the first people to go are the longer term employees that made the company what it was, and it's hard to come back from it. It's really, really hard to come back from it.
It is. It's really hard. And then they have, there's just that's it. Like the people who made it what it is don't work there anymore. And a lot of corporations and where I work at included, they take a look at the companies that they've acquired or the business units they turn them into, and they look at what brands are profitable and what things don't make money. And if you're underperforming, you're going to get shut down. So in all these brands that they've acquired now, brands that probably would have performed well are going to be gone. Brands that were probably going to be gone anyway are also going to be gone. But they're going to be underperforming. They're not going to be profitable year over year. And if you go multiple years in a row where you're not profitable, that is a good sign that you either need to spin off the business and sell it to somebody else or just shut it down entirely. And if depending on how bad the reputation they've tarnished it, it might just be shut down entirely.
Yeah. It's not. It's
It's corporate
I think
America.
I just hate
folks.
to see this in our community of businesses and stuff like that. Like it's an example of a lot of small businesses that got gobbled up and now are gone and they won't come back.
That's what happens when the man gets involved.
The good part is that some of those smaller companies that we love, we just kind of push them more and they get bigger.
Yeah, and we always push the companies with good customer service. It's basically what we like. As long as you have good service, you can be bought by Wheel Pros as long as you have good customer service. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well,
I want my KMC wheels to come in a Hoonigan box. Would they start doing that now? That'd be cooler.
I 100% don't think that they will.
No. Oh.
In fact, if anything, I'm guessing that the Hoonigan brand might be dead. That might be the one thing that really doesn't survive this, which is kind of sad because it was started by Ken.
Mm-hmm.
I have a envelope downstairs. No, I got a box downstairs that says Hoonigan on it, and that had a KMC ball cap in it that a friend of mine sent. I think we talked about it last week, but that came from Hoonigan.
That's funny.
Oof. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I just tried something else today, which is a Long Island iced tea, and that's just all alcohol.
As it should be.
No, that's an endorsement of this Cutwater. I'm just going to tell you right.
That's an endorsement. Today
Because I'm just
I'm
going to do
drinking,
one of these next week. Yeah.
This is what what I have today is a really light Angry Orchard ciders.
Oh, nice. I'm on call, so I can't leave my home. So I figured I would go ahead and drink. And then Jason's here, and the tequila's within reach. So I'm afraid
I have
how
Fireball
evening's
handy
gonna
for when Jason's ready.
Oh, I'm not
That's
drinking
awesome.
Fireball ever again.
Unfortunately, I'm drinking coffee, and I have not.
That's
drank,
okay.
I haven't drank since last week.
Oh.
All right.
Good deal.
Good for you, bro.
Impressive.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad because I'm never drinking Fireball again after that other night that we were on, like, the live on Instagram. I'm never, like, literally, I hadn't had Fireball in probably 20 years, and it was just to celebrate you, Jason. And I have never felt like that after drinking
The next day.
anything. I was terrible. I was so... I'm like, there's a reason
it's
why
cinnamon
it's been
flavored
20 years.
moonshine, Randy.
Oh,
That's
it's-
why. It's
I
not.
don't know why I didn't feel so shitty. I drank a lot of Liquid Death that night, though.
Yeah, well,
That'll do it. That'll help.
I will never again.
And you know
oh, there's your
you know what's
puppy.
dumb? Like
You know the
these,
puppy face.
these
Oh,
cans cost
puppy.
$2 or something. Oh, they probably cost $1.18 because I get them on Amazon in bulk. But
Yeah, here's your on. I got one of the teas today.
and
Very
they're
good.
good, but I will rather grab a can out of the box in the fridge than get the water out of the fridge with the ice cubes. And like, I don't know why. It just
Okay, I mean, I get it, but I'm too cheap. So the only time I drink those things is when I'm on the air with you. I know every what is how many come in a pack? 8. So I know every 8 episodes when I have to reorder.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, it's time to order Liquid Death again.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
3 cases
cheers. Let's
sent every 2
cheers.
weeks.
Let's cheers, Alyssa. I think she has to go.
Lissa, are you
Oh,
out of
thank
here?
you. I was gonna say, yeah. I have
Are you
to
done with
dinner.
us?
Sorry. Yeah.
No, you could just tell everybody the
know.
truth.
She's like,
That's
"Screw you
an
guys, I'm
hour is
out."
your limit.
Well, I'm
I-
just
Yeah,
really
it's okay.
glad that we got to hear about your trip. I've been waiting to hear about
Yeah.
it. It's like,
Yeah.
seems like
Thank
such a
you.
fun trip.
I'm glad we're all here at the same time. It fills my heart with warmth.
I know.
That's awesome.
I was excited to hop
Awesome.
on in Colorado. I couldn't join the Instagram one because there were too many people, but
Yeah.
it was fun seeing you guys from a viewer. And then I missed last week. I'm sorry. But
That's okay.
I've missed you
All
guys.
right.
I missed
Well,
you.
here's
you
hoping
too.
you managed
Good
to
to have you
figure out
back.
something for Trail Hero.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
I'll
it's all
definitely
good, though.
try to get to Trail Hero.
We'll understand though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll be in Utah. I just don't know where, but I'll
Okay.
try to hit it for sure.
All right. We'll get out of here. Have
Yeah.
a great night.
All right. Thank you. Good night, guys.
Bye.
Night. Bye, Ezra.
He says bye.
I'm just looking at the rest of this. Hold on. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
you're looking at what
Well,
else we
that's
got.
your fucking news.
All right, are you good with that? You gonna leave it? All right, we're good with those 3 stories. You just
I like
wanted
those
to-
3 stories. Yeah, I think that's a good spot to
Okay,
leave.
I'm good with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'll leave everything for next time. All right, let's see here.
Jeep's gonna have another story for us by the end of next week.
Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, I have no doubt whatsoever. All right. Well, in that case, then, Jason, a couple. Spartacus JT says Popey loves the hat. By the way,
Thank you, Spartacus JT.
we started doing fail videos, and that kind of led into just whatever random off-roading videos we were finding online. It also gives people a reason to check us out on YouTube. So if you haven't check us out on YouTube and subscribe so that we can monetize someday and pay the bills. Let's see here. Oh, we have chat. Alyssa was telling us she had to go. Did she tell everybody that?
Yeah. Well, no, she just told it behind the scenes.
Did she? Okay. No, then I just repeated that to everybody. So congratulations.
I was trying to subtly let you know that.
You don't have to. It's a live show. We don't. It's expected to be off the rails, and I've already finished one full drink, which is like, according to them, it says it's made with 2 shots. So I'm a lightweight these days.
2
2
shots and
shots
12 ounces is pretty good.
That's
It
not a
is,
lot.
except when you've had gastric bypass,
Yeah.
Ooh.
and it all goes straight to your head.
That sounds like a better deal. It's cheaper.
It has been very good since I was 21. I had that surgery when I was 21 years old, so it's been 20 years of cheap drinking.
Nice.
So anyway, we started doing some regular fail videos. I was going to play a clip from our Ben Burr and our Rich Klein interviews from Trail Hero, but it's late in the show, and I don't think anybody wants to hear that an hour and 10 minutes in. So go check us out.
You can edit it in.
I can edit it in. Excellent. Good call. Yeah. We had 3 episodes this week. We had a regular live show that aired on Monday, and then we had an episode with Rich Klein from Trail Hero. Talked all about Trail Hero, all about how it came to be, what it is now, and a little bit about what they kind of hope for in the future.
Great episode.
And then
very good episode. That was fun.
It was really awesome. Yeah, it was really kind of nice to just see. He was a really cool guy, and his wife commented on the post. She's like, "There's my guy," and it's just like, "Oh, there's somebody who stalks her husband on Instagram." But it was a really cool conversation. Hey, it happens. And then the next day, I aired the episode with Ben Burr, and we spent an hour and 20 some odd minutes talking about all the various updates we've had for the various land use stuff that's been going on all summer. A little touch on the Moab stuff. We really talked about the Americans with Disability stuff. We talked about
Chevron
the areas of environmental critical concern. Excuse me. The areas of critical environmental concern. And it's just a ton of stuff. So check out both those episodes if you get a chance. And again, those are all on YouTube too.
And also, props to Blue Urban Coalition. If you check out their Instagram this week, they have a couple of cool videos. One is about the illegal wilderness study areas. So you could take a look at what he has to say about that. Randy and I actually drove through one this week where we went in an area that's the U.S. Highway 6. And his reel talks about if there's a road that goes through it, or if there's been a highway that goes through it, man's already touched it. There's no use in managing it as wilderness.
Yeah.
And it's the old US 6 and old Highway 50 is the way to this trail we go to. All around both sides of it is wilderness area. And then there's one little spot where our trail is that splits the wilderness area into twos because that area was a mine trail. So it's already been accessed by humans, and we've already used it. And so the whole area is kind of filled with these illegal wilderness areas from the BLM. And it's kind of interesting to hear that from Ben Burr and then actually see it in real life. I'm like, oh, this is what he's talking about.
Yeah. And it was kind of after we'd had that discussion about, using these, what had been kind of like a targeted thing. These ACECs were a targeted thing, right? To kind of hit these, got to hit 5,000 acres here because it's important for this particular barn owl or whatever else it was that they're trying to protect, or this stream or this area that they're trying to protect. And all of a sudden it's gone from 5,000 to now they want 1 million. And they're trying to manage it by using it in different ways. And this is the same thing, in Ben's video, he's talking about the fact, like, these are by definition, they are already excluded from being wilderness trails or in wilderness areas because they have roads in them. So you can't go back and then, go, well, we want to restore them. You can't. It's done. It's gone. It's over. That's past. So it's interesting.
There's a freaking U.S. highway that went through it.
Yeah, that's the other. And you will never. We had this discussion with Marcus Trusty and about the stuff going on in Wildcat Canyon and the arguments about people driving through the river there. It's like, you can't tell me that all the people that drive over the creeks and the different rivers on my way to that trail on the highway where the road goes directly over the water. You cannot tell me that my Jeep is causing more damage because it's going through the water. And there's let's say 300 of us a year that are traveling across that river. You can't tell me that. You just can't, it doesn't pass the smell test. It's like the fish that we talked about with Ben and the Oregon stuff. And he's just like, now, they took the bridges out. Now they want to manage it as a salmon habitat. And they're afraid people are going to drive over them with Jeeps. And I'm just like, it doesn't even pass like this.
Jeeps, put the bridges back.
I mean, it just doesn't pass like the basic stupidity tests, and you're just like, I can't believe we're having this conversation. So yeah, check out the Blue Ribbon Coalition and check out the episode with Ben. Get all those updates, and then get some of the stuff he's been talking about in the last couple of posts he's made. So cool. All right.
What do we have
Jason?
in fail? Because I failed to contribute any fails this week.
Oh, that's okay. We have stuff that we didn't get to last week, so we're good on that. All right, let's see here. Let's extra.
This is one of my new favorite parts of the show.
Is this? Oh, yeah, that is it.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Good day. That's awesome.
That's an XJ.
You stuck it.
Oh,
man.
I love that he drives off. That's awesome. That makes me happy.
Again, this is I can't really call this fails anymore. I think we're just watching videos that we find that are hilarious or otherwise amazing for some reason.
I call that a win. I called that
that's
one
a win.
Yeah. Now, how did we get into that mess, though? That's what I'm still trying to figure out.
That's just stupidity driving on a weird.
Yeah, you're
bad line day.
You're way high in the passenger, and it's gonna happen.
He was going too fast too. Holy crap!
Yep. So, just lucked out, man.
I could have just done a fail video on my dogs. I opened the door, but the screen door was shut, and they both freaking smashed into the screen door.
So the moron behind me does that all the time. He hits it at such a force that I actually I have a drawer that just has replacement wheels to put in the bottom of my sliding door. Oh, he's bent it. He's done good damage to it. All right. Let's
that's
see.
The kind of driving I see from an old Toyota.
What'd you say?
I said that's the kind of driving I expect from an old Toyota that's out there to do wild and crazy things.
I expect that from an XJ. Yeah. I feel like that guy is like living up to his full potential. Like that was just like, and he just had a really good day with it.
And now he's going to turn it into a convertible when he's done.
All right, let me see if this plays now. Here we go.
Oh yeah, what is this game?
Please, someone tell me. Because
he's not
here's
in
the
the
thing.
truck, right? He
right.
clearly just jumped out.
He jumps out of the truck and then it rolls over, and then it's immediately flat on its top. And I don't understand the purpose here.
Where does he jump out? I didn't even see it.
Well,
so if you go back to the beginning here,
he's right there.
He's outside.
Well, he
the
actually not
door.
jumped out. He's just outside the door. Yeah.
Yeah, and
he's steering.
I'm guessing he's just steering it. And then
that's just
like
dumb,
stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I guess it's your money. It's a shit box. I can see that from here, but still.
Yeah, look at the back. Looks like he backed into a school bus.
All right, let's see here. What's this
you
one?
got that one fail with the Gladiator that was driving down the straight road and rolled?
I do. It's on here. This is actually, that's the next one.
Is it?
Well done, Jason. You called that shit. Yeah.
Nailed it.
All right. Here it comes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
I could just keep going.
He's tired.
I titled this one "Just Keep Swimming."
The first wheel's gone, and then the second one's flat for some reason.
I'm assuming that the second wheel's now flat because it's been riding on the first wheel for so long that the angle was just destroying it.
Fuck. Jeep guy build that?
But I don't know. I mean, if it's lasted this long, I feel like that's something to be said for the Gladiator's durability in this kind of a situation. But
yeah,
this
sir,
has
you've
to
been
be
in an accident.
Yeah, this has to be like a stolen vehicle situation.
Has to be.
Or drunk. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Jason, I'm muting you. Yeah, I I don't understand. I don't think anybody in the comments on this one gave me a good explanation as to why that was like that, or why that person was driving like that. So I have to assume that was a stolen vehicle.
That's kind of what that is.
Yeah, man.
All right. Let's see here. What else we got? This one. This is the last one for the day.
Oh shit! My worst fucking.
This was just
nightmare.
a Ford versus a. This was a Ford versus an old YJ.
You have to turn your steering wheel the other way.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I mean, honestly, it's more about weight here, I think.
Yeah.
And sand. But
Could
it
be
is
tire.
kind of funny.
Could be tire pressure.
It's about flotation.
Yeah, it's tire pressure, it's weight, it's...
Ford drivers don't instinctively lower their air pressure to 15 or 10 PSI for sand. They go out there at fucking 85 PSI and send it.
I have noticed that a lot in the videos lately is especially like the Broncos, man. Like I would have expected to see more of them airing down, and there's this guy wheeling maybe Holy Cross or something, and you could just obviously tell he's at street pressure, and I'm just like, dude, just a little bit of maybe 20, just a little bit. Like you don't have to go down to 12 like some of us, but still.
Yeah, that F-150 Raptor, if he was aired down to 15 or probably, around that range, he probably would have been flying way past that Jeep.
Oh, wow.
But there is a weight. There is a weight thing too, but it's mainly about how much air pressure you have on the sand dunes.
So you're gonna take your 350 on the sand dunes at Trail Hero? I like the black, by the way. I also really like that you blacked everything out. We want to on ours, and we were thinking about wrapping it, but then
I'm gonna have to check out your truck when we're down there because I have all this fucking chrome on my truck and I hate it.
Don't look too close. It's not perfect.
That's okay. It doesn't have to be. It looks good on camera.
Well, I got some more I have to do tomorrow. I might do some tonight. It just depends on how awake I am. I might go out there and mess around with it. But it is Pac Northwest and it is raining, so yeah, we'll see.
Isn't that just the weather in the Pac Northwest every day is raining?
Yeah, well, no, not really. So normally how it works here is Monday through Friday from about, sunrise to the end of the workday, it's sunny. And then as soon as you start to go home, it gets overcast and starts raining. And then you get to the weekend and it just rains to the weekend. And you look at the weather forecast and on Monday it's supposed to be sunny. That's usually how it is.
That sounds par for the course.
I mean, that's about how it is here.
That's about how the weather was when I interviewed at Microsoft. It was rain. It was nice weather during the day, and then it rained. It was terrible.
I just want fun. I want to know how much the weatherman in Hawaii gets paid.
I mean, that and the guy in LA, right? Like, it's going to be 72 and sunny today.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Great weather. I love it.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah, it's going to be amazing weather. You're not going to be able to drive anywhere, but it's going to be amazing weather.
You can't get anywhere, but the weather's nice.
Exactly. So, all right. Hey, Jason, real quick while I have all the videos showed up or pulled up here. Did you see this?
Probably not.
I know. That's why I'm asking. Let's see if it actually pulls up. It's been a while since I've accessed these clips.
Oh. That is JD, by the way.
That's JD.
That is your
fucking unicorn. Look at you. Look at you.
Promoting the show at an event, sir.
With a unicorn. Are you going to bring that to Trail Hero? What do you want?
Oh, I have a different one for Trail Hero.
Oh, my.
But I do have one for Trail Hero. Now here's the video that Randi loved. Again, Randi.
Watch this one, Jason. Watch this. You got to see this.
Randi. Again, I feel like Randi. I'm noticing a pattern here, Randi. Just so you notice. But watch this kid here in the corner and in the foreground. I want you to be very careful, be very attentive to what he's doing to me. He's punching me in the groin. kicking me. He is just, I am not having it with this dude. And meanwhile, I'm inside this suit. Like, can you get the small child away from me? I don't like this. He's way too close to me in that regard. So, yeah, you're welcome, Jason. I wanted to make sure you saw that.
That is.
I'm deleting that from the media block.
That's pretty cool.
There's no shame on there at all.
No, the one I have for Trail Hero is not a full body suit, so it's it won't sweat my ass off. I can actually wear it. So it's been over 100 this summer in LA. Oh, I guess that seems like fun.
I haven't even looked.
Okay.
Like, what's the temperatures like down there right now?
I don't know. What's it
it's
supposed
in,
to be like in hurricane for
It'll
that?
probably be hot sometimes and not sometimes. It's going to be probably
That
in the
40-degree
90s.
temperature swing in between night and day.
Last year at this time it was 115. So
Yeah. I mean, it can get hot, and then at night it can get cold because it's the desert.
So we've been out there when the week after Trail Hero, and
It was really cold.
it was really cold. It was like we camped and it was like 45 at night.
So just expect all the weather
Yeah,
because it could rain.
because
Because they've also not had a very crazy monsoon season, and that makes me nervous because is it going to turn into monsoon season while we're all down there? So I don't know.
I don't got to worry about my camper this year because I'll be staying with friends, so I ain't too worried about that at night. But yeah, daytime, I gotta know what to pack.
it'll probably be in around the 80s. It's been the 90s right now. It's probably gonna be in the 80s.
The shorts.
There's a reason why it's this particular time of year because it's great weather.
It is. It's usually gorgeous.
It is
It's
so
like
nice
80s
outside.
during the day and 50s at night. It's
The sun doesn't go down
Beautiful.
too early.
yeah. It's
When
great.
did you guys say you're going to be down there?
We get there Saturday and we'll go home on Sunday.
Saturday. Okay.
Saturday before and then yeah.
Early
Tuesday.
Saturday or late?
We're gonna so. This is the thing is I don't like to make any like promises, but the plan is to get up early, and it's only a 4-hour drive
Yeah.
to us, so probably mid-afternoon, or like probably around noonish.
So the
Hopefully.
problem is we have these grandiose plans of waking up and getting on our way, and then it takes us 4 hours to get on our way.
If I'm telling you I will be there at noon, we'll be there at like 10 o'clock at night. But if I tell you we're going to get there sometime, we'll probably get there around noon. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yep,
So
gotcha.
I'm not making any promises. But we're getting up early in the morning, and it's only a 4-hour drive, so we'll get there soon.
Well, do you guys have my phone number?
No,
No.
but we should get that
Get it
from
off,
you.
get it
Put
off
it
to
on
the show, or put it in. Oh wait, you can't.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
I'll
He'll
send
send
it
it
to
to
JD
you.
will
us.
send it to me.
We'll send
All
your
Yeah,
numbers.
and then because I'll be getting there pretty early, and I know that there's some others that are getting there early, and they're good friends of all of ours. It'll be fun. We go out and get some
It'll
Yeah.
be fun.
pre-wheeling in.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yep.
the pre-wheeling time is my favorite. All of us getting together before the show starts.
Yeah.
On
And
the 27th. Okay. I see you.
who's going
I
on
see you,
27th?
Mark. He'll be there on the 27th.
So Mark's there on the
which is day-
27th. That's
yeah.
the day before we're getting there.
Yeah.
Marcus?
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mark, you got my number. Hit me up. I should be there around then.
Yeah.
awesome.
Perfect.
All right.
Cool.
Well, we should get out of here.
All right,
All right,
guys.
let's
We've been
do
at
it.
this long enough.
Let's call it a
All
night.
right. Well, we're not doing a party shot, so just
Cheers.
cheers to whatever you're drinking.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. This heavy ass Long Island iced tea. Jesus Christ, that's so much alcohol in one drink. All right. Hey, Jason, I told everybody, like I told everybody last week, I am a significantly better drinker and back to my not my pre-show fighting weight in that regard, but I'm definitely closer to it since starting the show. Thank you.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm just saving up for Trail Hero. I did not quit drinking.
There it is.
So I just
All right.
taking a little break.
Well, your liver needs it, buddy.
Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
Fireball. It's bad for you. It's like the monster drinks with Pope. You guys got to stay away from that shit.
Let's put Fireball in the rock stars.
No, stop it.
Actually, no. I think they
Stop
have
it.
No, Pope. I think they have a sour apple that would probably really be good.
Yep.
Let's give it a shot. Let's give it a shot.
That's our new thing. That's our new Thanksgiving shot.
Nice.
Real quick, before we get out of here, I one last thing. Al, I forgot to mention this earlier. They sent your shirt to the wrong place, so a new shirt is on its way to you. Hopefully, you'll have it by Monday. And that's it. Let's get out of here, guys.
All right, guys. Night, everyone.
We'll see you guys next time at the Trailhead. Have a good night, everybody. Have a problem getting to your liquor.
We're never up here. So this is the funny thing is we're never up here. And
I wonder if that'll work. Let's see what it looks like.
And we keep forgetting and leaving everything up here. So I'm sending you a picture
Of your setup?
of all the liquor behind the underneath the camera, so you can't see it.
We could do it like that. We have to move the liquor out of the way.
Oh, there you go.
That would work, right?
That would work.
Okay, we'll do it.
All right. Whoa. All right. Alyssa, I'm not even going to.
Dog is terrible.
We're trying to do a live with our phones tonight, so we'll see if this works. I know, right? Alyssa, I'm not even going to.
No, you're good.
No, I'm not going to try it.
Request to join.
Oh, no, you want to leave it on.
Oh, well, I hear it.
I can hear it through my ears.
Oh, you can mute your output, yeah.
I need to mute the phone.
Don't mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mute the microphone on there. All right, that works over here.
I don't know if they can hear me or not.
Yeah, don't mute
the microphone. Is it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on
Instagram. Do you have two?
Our actual regular one is live because this is a grand experiment. I wasn't sure how this was going to work. So it's on our personals. Our actual regular one is live because
Instagram. I hear you.
Let's see if I can.
It's like 10 or 20 seconds behind.
So I
but
muted.
Instagram,
Can
I hear
you still
you.
hear me on Instagram?
I can, but I can still.
Are you on there?
Can I hear myself on yours though?
You're not on the live.
I'm not.
Oh, I see.
I requested to join.
Are you trying to join JD's?
Yeah.
I don't see you on it yet.
Yeah, you have to allow me to join.
This is a grand experiment. This is fun. Huh? Yeah, I tried that. I just said yes. Accept. I keep hitting accept and it keeps saying no. All right, let me try this again.
Oh, it ended.
Am I though? Am I really live?
You're not. You just died.
Oh no, I know. I just died.
All right, we'll try to join again.
There we go.
Send a request.
Ew.
Ooh, and it accepted it this time.
Where did that come from?
Did it? Yeah, it did.
All right. So I'm going to try muting it. Now tell me if you can hear me, okay?
Hey, you can't.
Okay, I muted the output.
I see both of you.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I can. Can you hear you and me?
Yep, I can hear you and me.
I can hear both of you.
Cool. All right.
All right.
It's like
hey, look at the grand experiment.
It's like some monkeys trying to fuck a football.
You know what? That's the quote I was looking for the last time I was on this thing.
Here,
that's
go
awesome.
like that. I'll have all of us on here.